What's cracking with your snacking snacker stars? It is me, the BRE, the man, and the backwards hat, Brandon from the SAS, the Snack Food Appreciation Society, coming at you once again for a special edition of OTR. Breaking news, everybody. Something is back at Roy Rogers that some people have been waiting for a while. I know Terminator Tony T probably has. We'll find out what that is and more on this exciting edition of OTR. You are looking live at Roy Rogers Restaurants here in Germantown, Maryland, on the corner of Wisteria and Germantown Road, in the same shopping center as the Lotte Plaza, where you can pretty much find any ramen that you want to. You're not going to find ramen at Roy Rogers, but you will find an old favorite coming back for a limited time at least. That old-time favorite is in that familiar foil wrapper which says feature sandwich on it. That's got to be something really special, huh? And since you can't access the Fixins bar during the times of COVID here, during the pandemia in which we live in, you have to, or rather you are able to get a Fixins cup, which I think is really neat, and that helps augment whatever sandwich might be in this awesome looking silver wrapper. Alright guys, let's get this thing open and see what it is. And it is their classic steak and cheese sub. That's right, on a sub roll, you've got thinly sliced beef steak with American cheese melted on there, as well as grilled onions. It looks like there's lots of beef on there, and that's something I'm really excited about, because regardless of where you go for a steak and cheese sub, a lot of times you don't get a ton of beef on there. It just depends. I mean, it's not like that at Jerry's or anything, but some of the places you go are like that. Let's go ahead and see if I can't peel that open a little bit to see some of the cheese. Yep, there you go. And there are more onions in there, and definitely lots of meat in there. So that's really awesome. It's $5.99 for this sub, and you can get it for $8.49 as a combo with medium fries and a drink. I got a drink as well. It's over on the other side, believe me. I definitely got some cherry mellow yellow mixed with limeade mellow yellow to make a cherry limeade. Then you also have some fixins here other than the Fixins cup. I got some horseradish sauce from Heinz and some Duke's mayonnaise. I think it's really cool that they have the Duke's mayonnaise now. I guess they have a relationship with them since they had that sauce on one of their other limited time offers recently. It's escaping me exactly which one it was. But yeah, alright. It was either the Dynamite Burger or the Bourbon Chicken Sandwich. I don't know, because they're all so yummy. I'll be right back right after this to inspect this steak and cheese further on this edition of OTR Special Edition. Be right back. All right, I'm back with a super special edition of OTR. And ladies and gentlemen, just last night, all of Roy Rogers Restaurants' social media accounts were abuzz as they announced that something special was coming back this week starting on Monday. And that was something that was a classic, something that people wanted to come back, and they had folks guess on what exactly it was. And I thought to myself right away, the steak and cheese, right? And you know what? It was the steak and cheese. There's a lot of other things they could have brought back over time, but they have decided to stick with this one time and time again. And it is a good choice. It comes back almost like the McRib does at McDonald's. Let me show you this thing next to my noggin the way I always do. It's not like a 12-inch or anything like that. No foot long going on here, but it's almost as long as my head, and that's pretty darn long. It's at least as long as my face. Lots of meat on there, like I said. Thinly sliced beef steak. Show you that thing a little bit more closely. Peel that open. I took the liberty of applying some mayonnaise to this already. Duke's mayonnaise, in fact, because I just don't eat a cheesesteak without mayonnaise, or rather a steak and cheese, and I'll get to that in a minute. Alright guys, let me go ahead and take a giant bite of this thing and let you know what I think about it. Alright gang, I am back, and as you can see, I ate almost half the thing instead of just taking one bite, so it must be pretty good, right? Pretty darn good, I would say. The one thing about Roy Rogers Restaurants, and you got to remember this, is the sandwich that you get from them, whether it's one of their LTOs and even has stuff on it or not, like, you know, The one last month or last quarter was the bourbon or bacon bourbon chicken sandwich. So that already had bacon and a bourbon sauce on there, and I think cheddar jack or something like that. No, modern pepper jack cheese. That's what it was. And but even then, that's the base model of that sandwich. This, with the onions, the beef, and the cheese, is the base model of the sandwich. You make it your sandwich. You make it the deluxe model by putting whatever you want on there. So, like, for example, I put the mayonnaise on there. I don't normally go with a whole lot of other stuff on my steak and cheese. Occasionally, some lettuce and tomato or something like that, you know. Maybe a couple pickles or something like that. But that's okay. And, you know, again, Roy Rogers has actually made a good decision in this particular case by not calling it a Philly cheesesteak or anything like that, so that you don't have a lot of angry people from Philly going, hey, yo, this doesn't have whiz on it, or it doesn't have provolone on it. No, this is a steak and cheese. This isn't a Philly cheesesteak. So relax, guys. And it's a darn good steak and cheese. Building it from the bottom to the top the way I always do. You got a really nice bun there, guys. It doesn't just taste like a white bread hot dog bun or something like that. That's a good hoagie roll, if you will. It's got a little bit of an outer crust to it, which is always tasty. And then also a nice soft pillowy inside with a good flavor as well. Very fresh tasting. I dig that a lot. Also, you go next into the layers and layers of beef here, and that's exactly what you got. It's a lot of beef. It's thinly sliced, folded on top of each other, not all chopped up like you get in some subs places. And I've never been a fan of the real chopped up cheesesteaks or steak and cheese either, so that's good. It's really folded on top of each other, giving you a nice quote-unquote wad of meat. And that might not sound so appetizing, but to me it does, so that's fantastic. And then when you mix onions together in that meat, these grilled onions, you get that flavor where they meet in the middle. The onions and the meat, I don't forget what they call it, but it's outstanding. You know, it's something that you just got to have sometimes, that oniony, beefy flavor. Wow. The melty American cheese gives you a very nice blanket for this thing. It's not too overbearing. It doesn't have a huge overwhelming presence on this thing, but it adds to it perfectly, clinging mostly to the bread rather than the meat, so it doesn't take away from the meat, it adds to the meat. So I like that a lot. I'm bringing this thing all together and calling it a home run, daddy. This thing is, for what it is, at $5.99, a big beefy sandwich, a 100% full thumbs up here today at Roy Rogers Restaurants, ladies and gentlemen. And so happy to be a part of the Roy Rogers family in any small way I possibly can. And they keep bringing the hits. And you know what? I never even had the steak and cheese when it was a regular item back in the day, or I've never actually had it at any point when they've brought it back as a limited time item. So it was a fresh thing for me to review as well. So very happy for that to be back here today at Roy Rogers, as well as myself. Now, how about we bring back some names from the past from Roy Rogers that we haven't seen in a long time also, but maybe some things we haven't seen in a real long time that maybe they've even forgotten that they used to have. How about the monster meatball sub, which was basically probably about the same size as this one, but it was big meatballs with marinara sauce and cheese on there, right? All right, how about Roy's Reuben? Do you remember Roy's Reuben? It was on sourdough. That thing was really good, and the commercial was kind of risque. Look it up on YouTube, if you will. Also, what about, let's see here, there was the sourdough club sandwich. That was something that was a thing as well. And the chicken fajita sub. I think that's something I'd like to see come back, or some kind of Philly chicken sub or something like that. Oh, I said that P word, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to say Philly. Anyway, there's a range of possibilities if they wanted to bring back something like that. I'm not saying they're going to. It's just me going through ideas in my head, because that's what I do. I think about things from the past to bring back to the present to augment and supplement the future, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the special edition of OTR. You can check out OTR anytime you want to on YouTube. We've got a backlog of episodes that you will enjoy. You know, I'm not doing them every week anymore, but I'm trying to do them for you whenever I can, and whenever I get alerted to something as cool as a steak and cheese sandwich by Roy Rogers, you're darn tootin' and rootin', I'm gonna do it. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and make sure you become part of our family on social media by joining the SAS group on Facebook with hundreds, actually more than 1,100 of the coolest people in the world are in that group, and you should be too. Why aren't you? Also local fast food and fast casual local food establishments. If you want to advertise on the Snack Society, that's absolutely double FREE free during this pandemic, so make sure you join as well for that. And ladies and gentlemen, check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Brandon Reich SAS. Instagram's not so active right now because I got a new phone and there's an issue with my password or something. I don't know. I don't feel like messing with it. I'm old, guys. I'm an old dude. See the white beard. Anyhow, so yeah, and make sure you use the handy hashtag Snack Society all day, every day to make sure you find out all the latest happenings on the Snack Society. Thank you to Deborah from, I'm not sure where she's from exactly, but she just joined, or rather decided to support the Snack Society on Patreon, and she's the producer of this particular episode, and your snack pack is coming your way sometime around the end of the month, Deborah, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell to be notified, and in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.